For the young people, it's important to know their history, to know what has occurred in order to empower them and enable them to kind of reach their full potential, knowing that, their freedom relates back to people who suffered. It's more difficult in the UK if you're a black British person. I'm born here. This is my country. This is my home. I feel British. But the history still has an impact on how I think I'm experienced today. A lot's changed since I was born here. You know, a lot has changed. There was a lot of overt racism back in the early days. You knew how people felt. They made you feel uncomfortable. But I think we've gone a long way to resolving that. There's been legislation that's there, so it makes that you cannot be discriminated on the grounds of your ethnicity, or you shouldn't be. We still have a long way to go. I mean, and I think that's demonstrated now because since we've had a large influx of people from the European community coming to the UK, you can see how the UK is not prepared. They don't know how to deal with difference. Well, I think retrospectively, I can understand now how the general population, the white British population, must have felt when a large number of black people came here. They must have felt, somewhat insecure because the government has gone no way to assisting people to cope and manage difference. If you are fortunate, to have a reasonably good standard of education and you're able to further that education in a university environment, then you're going to be exposed to things that you're not going to be exposed to every day just through the workplace, And racism is difficult for everybody to deal with, and racism comes on the back of slavery. I think it's difficult for everybody, especially my white counterparts in quite high-powered public services. It's very difficult for them. They face a lot of guilt, they face a lot of anxiety about it. That they're frightened to say the wrong thing, they're frightened not to be politically correct just in case they're interpreted as being racist. It's just a massive challenge for all of us, really. There have been times when I've been confused, particularly about my feelings about European people and, how we interact and, especially when I was learning a lot about the history of slavery and learning a lot about racism and how it impacts on people. That was a very significant thing for me. I think, in some ways it helped me, in some ways it hindered me. Because you get caught up a little bit, with the baggage, the pain of how it feels to know that somebody oppressed you. Even though it wasn't you, it was your great grandfather. You still feel like throttling, the great grandson or grandchild. Emotions. When, they put Roots on the telly, you cry for days and you think, you hate white people. I mean, it's completely crazy. But you don't really, you just need to deal with your pain appropriately.
The whole image of black people is negative. It's still having that same view that to be black is to be bad.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that I feel that we've held ourselves down. And as much as there's always been the higher level holding us down as well, we've sort of, rather than saying, do you know what, forget you, I'm going to prove you wrong, I'm going to do me. It's going to be like, it's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. The kids hear what they're supposed to be and they stay to it, and they haven't got that guidance.
I mean, if he was walking down the road at night with his hood up on a cold winter's night, it'll be cold. It's all right, it's cold. But he can't have the hood up because then he's a troublemaker. Now I wear hooded tops, but I also go to work. Does that mean that when you walk past me, you have to clutch your bag tighter? Does it mean that I'm gonna rob you?
Honestly, if I see, I'm more afraid of a bunch of white guys walking up on me on the road because they'll just lick me down and be like, boy.
They started now calling people hoodies. They're no longer a thug or a criminal or a gangster or a bad person. They're a hoodie.
When's the last time you called someone
When's
a
the last
trouser?
time you because you wear your things low, you're all right, you're beltless. That's what it doesn't make sense.
The main thing was I felt different. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel I saw my counterparts, my European counterparts, my white counterparts at school, accelerating with less problems than what I was experiencing and than what my black peers were experiencing. You know, the difference was having an impact. You know, we physically looked different and wanted to look the same because I wanted to feel accepted the same, you know. So for me, it was about discovering my whole identity.
But this is one of the things where because of situation and black people still have feel the pain, then we still go on, it's still inside. It go and come out somewhere along the line sometime, especially when you're hungry or when you feel pain, you know, because that's what slave was about, is hunger and pain. So each time a black man feel hunger or feel pain, or a man in general, the first thing think about is slavery, which trigger violence, because that was violence. So all the violence, even some in this time, is because of the same situation. You know, see, a hungry man is a angry man.
You know, I'm a bit suspicious of all this bicentennial stuff and all these, you know, it's unfortunate that it happened. God, everybody knows that. Why has it taken you to 2007 to say it? I personally can't see a particular day that we can all celebrate as such at this point in time. I think we've got a way to go.
But we heal with each generation. That's what I'm saying, really. We heal with each generation. I think what we regard as very significant and important is that we remember with pride.
I think there is a coming together, and I think as time goes on, I think we'll find a way of embracing that.
On these days, there should be actions to, I mean, most people, if you walk past and ask them, they'll say, yeah, slavery finished 500 years ago. That's the Anglo-slavery, that's the American slavery. But things are still going on, and that needs to be highlighted. But we need to celebrate where we have come, but not think that it's a job done.
You see, so we just have to get smart now and just get our thing together and respect each other and work. Not just black, white, everybody, because there's two classes, you have a rich and poor. You know, see, so in the day, if we can realize that the poor man today, whether you're black or white, is just another slave. Respect, you know?
Yep. Straight from the streets of South London. Wise up. Yo, I'm gutter, but not ghetto. The ghetto's gutter and greasy. Finally started to see some of the fuckery hitting the TV. The masses can't believe, G. They looking, saying, how the hell could this situation keep running on just beneath me? Started with happy straps, now on phones, it's guys kissing guys. The youth of today has got that omen look in their eye. It's distressing. That's why I strive to be forever pressing on that what the button until I get me some attention. Back on the days, they failed to mention most of the murders on road, but now they got the Olympics coming. Now they feel that it should be shown, so they can start locking down guys. That's their agenda. Use the space for being B, so at the Olympics they could be making peas. The governments, the offenders, they turned a blind eye to the youth in the slums, and when the youth become milly, they wonder why. Damn, I live in it, and sometimes I wonder why. So I'm gonna be a leader and help those who listen to see the light. Take it.